YouTube, this is Cover 2 Credits, and today we are going to check out the new Civ game. Now, I've always been a huge fan of Civ, been playing it since like Civ 3, back in the glory days of my old crappy gateway, and honestly, Civ is one of the perennial juggernauts of online gaming. I guess it wasn't really online for most of it, but anyway, point being that Civ 6 is out, it's new, it's exciting, came out last week, and the reviews have been pretty rave so far, so today we're going to do a quick run through. We're going to try and keep this short, sweet, and to the point. Now, for those of you that don't know, Civ is a 4X turn-based strategy game. You play one turn at a time. You start with a single settler, you start in the Stone Age, and you build your civilization up, and you do the whole diplomacy and war and different culture and however you want to do it. Now, Civ 6. For those of you that have been following Civ, you know that Civ 5 wasn't really received all that great. They changed from the old square system to a hex-based system. They changed a lot of the fundamental mechanics. They did away with all of the crazy unit stacking that happened in Civ 4. And they tried to limit some of the expansionism of people just building 100,000 cities everywhere all the time. And like I said, people didn't really like it that much. They changed some fundamental mechanics, and they really didn't do that great of a job with it in a lot of different ways. In Civ 6, they've sort of refined on all of those ideas they had in Civ 5, as well as adding some new ones, and sort of trying to make the whole thing work better, feel better, play better. Now, some of the systems they've changed, obviously. They took out the happiness system, they added in an amenity system, which is basically happiness, but it functions slightly differently with, you know, as you try to get luxury resources and all that stuff to get different amenities. They've added a housing capacity system, again, sort of replacing the happiness system with these two quasi-different systems. Basically, you've got to build enough districts and stuff to keep your capacity up so you can keep growing your cities. As for the district system, now this is one of the major changes. Like I said, in Civ 5, they did away with the stacks of doom in Civ 4, and in Civ 6, they sort of did away with the stacking of city buildings. Before, you could build however many buildings you wanted in each specific city, and you could build as many wonders as you wanted, and as many buildings as you wanted, until you just had all of them. Now, in this game, they've added another layer of strategy because every wonder you build takes up an actual spot on the map. Every single district takes up an actual spot on the map. And because of that, you have to be a lot more selective with what you're going to put in what cities, because a lot of cities you just don't have the physical space to put all that stuff. And that means you have to, then there's adjacency bonuses and stuff that you have to juggle to try and get the best out of every single tile on every single city, and it adds another layer of planning and complication that, again, a lot of people don't like, a lot of people do like, but honestly, I think it does add something to the game. Now, with that said, all the new systems are cool. I like the way they play, but there are some major problems with the game, especially at launch. I believe there's at least 2 infinite gold bugs that I know of. The AI just does crazy random stuff and declares war for no reason, and a lot of the different diplomacy systems are just completely broken, as in not functioning at all. You could declare war against yourself in some situations. A lot of the leader pop-up movies are screwed up and they show the wrong leaders, and like I said, right now there's just a lot of game-breaking bugs in it. That's not to say the game's not good, because the game is definitely excellent, has a great foundation, but there are some significant problems at launch. Now, obviously, if you're a Civ fan, that's not going to stop you, and it shouldn't stop you, because this is, as I said, has the potential to be one of the best Civ games ever, I feel like, as soon as they add some more Civs and some more game systems, but there are some real game-breaking bugs out there right now. So I think that's going to wrap for us. We'll try to close this baby off. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 9. Or I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, I mean. Under the caveat that I'm probably going to bump it to a 9 at some point once they fix all the bugs, because the underlying game is solid, but there are a lot of problems with a lot of the systems, but most of those are easy to patch out, which they'll probably do when they start releasing DLCs wildly, like, you know, Firaxis always does. So, like I said, Don't feel afraid to go out there and spend the money if you're a huge Civ fan. If you're not a huge Civ fan but you still like to play, I would probably hold off until they get a lot of the more egregious bugs fixed, as well as letting the price drop a few, because those AAA games are starting to hurt the old wallet when they're getting up to 60, 70 bucks sometimes. I think it's like 80 for the Digital Deluxe. That includes the first 4 DLCs they haven't released yet, so keep that in mind. The game is great. Most game company, or every review I've read, has given it pretty rave reviews. I haven't seen anything below the high 80s, and there's a lot of mid 90s scores I've seen floating around. So the game is excellent, the game is solid, but there are some game-breaking bugs out there still. Now, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out our channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like us, and as always, thanks for staying until after the credits.